Ooh, happy Halloween. I am Discount Batman. Discount Batman. I had a black sweater and I put the hood over, but I just sort of cut out little holes in it, so I just wore this shirt, so I was Discount Batman. I don't want to wear it now because I'm just sitting in bed. Um, Legend of Korra, Book 4, Episode 5, Enemy at the Gates is a nice, tense, awesome episode. Where does it start? Well, a lot of shit happens. A lot of good and bad shit, and some good character development. Kuvira marched her entire fucking army to the gates of Zafu, and it's just like, and says to Suyin, you have 24 hours to do what I say, or I'm gonna kill every last one of you. So, yeah, shit's getting serious. Anyways, Korra has also arrived at Zaofu, and Milo's just like, yeah, we're gonna get an awesome fight. And then Korra's like, I don't know, let's see if I can figure something. I'm like, boo. Yeah, I said I was gonna do a reaction to this, but a friend of mine got up earlier. Like, I got up early to watch the episode. My friend of mine got up earlier and said, no, don't do your reaction. There's no fight. I'm like, oh, okay. There might be one next week. I'm really hoping, like, between Korra and Kuvira. I'll get maybe to that at the end. Anyways, so Kavira is there and shit's about to go down. But meanwhile, Varric is experimenting on that spirit vine. And you know how Vatu and Unavatu, I think is his fan name? You know, the combination of Unalak and Vatu. You know how they shot that weird, like, purple, like, laser out of their chest that was, like, basically dark spirit energy? This machine he's put the thing into, something goes wrong and the thing just shoots off that same energy in the same fashion, and it destroys part of the train, like the caboose of the train where the machine was, and yeah, the same sound, everything, and Varric's just like, I don't want to do this anymore, and Kovir just threatened him, saying, "You will do this." So this is a good moment between Varric and Zhu Li, who also kind of steals the show in this episode. Anyways, Korra arrives and hopes she can try to figure something out. Su Yin just openly says to Korra, look, just fucking kill her. Go into the Avatar state, destroy everything you see. And Korra says, like, that was the old me, and that didn't always work. Character development for Korra? Oh man, it seems like this show will actually be about her for once. But one little gripe I do have about this episode, it's suffering from what I call Season 2-ism. For those who don't know, the big problem with Season 2 of Korra is that Korra just wasn't interesting. Like, herself. Everything else was interesting. The stuff we saw with Avatar 1 was interesting. The two stupid filler episodes were more interesting than that. The Water Tribe Civil War was more interesting. This kind of went into that territory a bit, because there's this bit with Asami, and yeah, it was a little thrown in there almost. We see Asami, and she sees her father in prison, and he was a bit of a sight for sorry eyes. A sorry sight for sorry eyes. He's looking older, doesn't look too good. Asami just hands him like this big stack of letters that were obviously written by him to Asami from prison. And she's just like, I don't want to see you ever again. I don't want you to talk to me. I don't want to hear anything about you ever again. I'm like, jeez. Now, I've heard people with daddy issues, but my God. To which, Hiroshi, he's played by the same actor as well, I think. Daniel Day Kim, I believe. Anyways, Hiroshi Sato is just like, he's realized what he's done wrong. And he has this just great line. It's like, you are my greatest creation. And just the look on Asami's face. It's like, oh, it feels. Yeah, it's out of place, the bit with Asami. Maybe it's setting up for like a story arc with her. I don't know, but it almost felt like it was like, we need to make the episode longer. Let's do something with Asami, because where has Asami been? We saw her in one episode and that was it. Or was it 2 episodes? I don't know. We only saw her in 1 episode. But whatever. That kind of gets resolved at the end of the episode. She sees her father again, and they play Pai Show, and it's just a nice moment, really, between her, and kind of got to me a bit. Anyways, shit's going down, and nothing's really getting too resolved over there with Zhao Fu and whatnot. Korra actually talks to Kuvira, and you know, Kuvira just openly admits, like, where were you when the Earth Kingdom was in shambles? And you just the look on Korra's face. Um, yeah, so Korra doesn't want to openly start anything, especially she brings the point saying, "Look, Kuvira saved my father," so there's that. Um, hmm. Well, what else can I say? So there's that. Yeah, Bolin being oblivious was just stupid, if you ask me. But, you know, probably for all the right reasons, I guess you could put it, but it just seemed a bit stupid, if you ask me. Anyways, Varric is sort of held at almost gunpoint, really, to finish working on this thing. And it's only then, when Kuvira just finally explains all the shit that's happening in the other states, how there's like, basically like, how's a good way to put this? It's like the fucking Holocaust. It's just shit and awful. Well, maybe not that extreme, but it's just wow. You know, these people are in like intern camps and internment like under constant watch and whatnot, like sent to rehabilitation camps and whatnot. Not rehab, but like you get the point. They're basically like it's like propaganda on overload or whatever. And lots of other shit. And yeah, so Bolin, yeah, Kovir actually was trying to use Bolin to get Su Yin to sort of sign this treaty or whatever, but it doesn't go very well. Why are Opal and Bolin still a thing, if you ask me? I'm pretty sure there aren't anymore, but are they still a thing? I honestly hope they're not, because at this point it's like, seriously? But, you know, Bolin, love interest number 8 at this point, or 3 or 4 at this point, but whatever. So those three, Julie, Varric, and Bolin try to escape, and they get caught, obviously, and bit of red versus blueisms. Those CGI mech suits, they don't come across as the best animated things ever. You know, the awesome things we got in like the things those mecha tanks we got in like book 1, those things were animated a bit better. These things just they feel a bit clunky. They just look clunky. It's almost like Red versus Blue season 12. Whenever they move, whenever they fight, it looks a bit. Looks like it hasn't rendered properly. But you know, the show is, you know, for all that beautiful animation. Yeah, I can see why they don't use CGI animation or whatever. But oops. So yeah, and then we get the ending of the episode. So those three get caught, and we get some interesting insight into Julie. She swears her allegiance to Kuvira, and it's just like, fuck you, Varric. I don't want anything to do with you. You never appreciated me when I did everything for you. Fuck you. I'm leaving you. Varric is basically held at gunpoint until he finishes working on the weapon. Bolin is sent to prison or whatever, and and then Korra, after talking with Kuvira, goes back. This is like a while ago. It's time is weird in this episode because I'm kind of like, how long does it take for Korra to go from Zaofu to where Kuvira's like base camp is? I don't know. She goes to find Su Yin, saying that hey, maybe we can work something out. But her husband says, hey, yeah, Su Yin and Wing and you know, her two youngest, they're the two youngest, they're gonna end the problem. And of course, Korra realizes, uh-oh. So some shit's gonna go down next episode, and maybe we'll finally get a fight between Korra and Kuvira. I mean, I've seen a couple good fan arts of what a supposed fight might actually like, how it might play out between the two. So I'm excited to see if they actually will fight. I mean, Korra's sort of like persona of you know, that new development of hers, like, you know, fighting never really did much. I'm like, well, yeah, it kind of did. You fought Amon, and that worked well. You fought Unalaq, and that, well, okay, there was the, you know, you lost all your past lives, but that ended well. you fought the White Lotus, and that kind of ended well. Well, kind of. And, poison and whatnot. But, yeah, I don't know, because I'm kind of worried that the way book 4 will end, the way it's kind of going, not that it's a retread of, like, Airbender and whatnot, um, I'm questioning, how is this going to end? What's going to happen in the final episode? Is it going to be a big fight between the two? If it is, great, but how will that end exactly? I know it's sort of like one political ideology after the next. I mean, Korra is like, she's the avatar, the connection, the bridge between the real world and the spiritual world. And Kuvir is just this massive, like, walking political metaphor. So I do question, how is this all going to end? And maybe she'll kill Kuvira. I don't know. Put a body count under Korra or whatnot. I don't know. We'll see. As for speculation, I think we are going to get a big fight between the two. Maybe next episode. I hope. I mean, come on, you can't tease us this long. As for Kavira herself, yeah, it's I kind of want to see all these other towns she's conquered and how it's all kind of working, really. The bits of the Sami are well done. If they do feel just kind of out of left field, but it's where has the Sami been? I was kind of asking myself, where's Mako? Whatever. Where's Tenzin? Well, he's back in wherever. Not much else to say. It's a good episode. Though Kovira's words they get a bit. If you're not paying, I contradict herself a bit sometimes. I don't know. They're not always very clear. It's kind of like, well, when is she speaking? Why does she decide to speak sort of nice about things, and why does she speak sort of serious about things and whatnot? We'll see. But seriously, just give us that Korra versus Kuvira fight. I mean, and I know I'm gonna get looked at funny, but I have it just here. There we go. $50 says Kuvira kicks Korra's ass in the first fight. I bet you that if these two if they have multiple fights, I bet the first fight, Korra's gonna lose. I mean, she gained back her avatar powers and whatnot, but there's no way Korra's gonna win the first fight. I mean, it would also be good if she lost the first fight for a development standpoint, and whatnot. Think of like, man, this is feeling very more like the Dark Knight Returns and whatnot. Like, Batman fought the mutant leader twice. The first time he lost, and the second time he used actual strategy. But this will be exciting. So that's the new episode. So what do you guys think? And how do you think it'll end? And who do you want to see? And do you think the two will actually fight? Because I want them to fight. Well, see you later.